Now our computer is updated there, so the warnings will pull back the view. You can see now that areas all across Person County, Durham County, all of those regions, the only warning, all the severe thunderstorm warnings are let go. The tornado warning, except for Granville County here, because that storm still, it has a history of producing at least some rotation and potential tornado. So that tornado warning is going to go for the next, looks like 13 minutes, 14 minutes or so, and hopefully it'll expire and that'll be it. But the only warning, there's just one, is for Granville County from Oxford northward. That tornado warning in effect now for about 11 minutes. But you see the heavy rain moving in, some cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, but this isn't your typical springtime system that has a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. As a matter of fact, Scott, you can turn on the lightning counter over there. The lightning counter, you see the total of 19 cloud-to-ground strikes right around that storm. That's not very many at all, and most of those are a negative charge, which typically the positive 5.3, those tend to be the stronger strikes, but 20 cloud-to-ground strikes, not that many in the last 30 minutes. If you can't, Scott, pull it back and we'll show you the whole area, the cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. Not a lot there. You see 44 as you pull back across parts of the border counties there, and they're just even through much of the region about 50 to 60. Many times in the summer we'll see a couple 300 in this area of thunderstorms. So you're not going to get a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, you're not going to hear a lot of thunder, but that tornado warning still in effect. About 10 more minutes, Scott.
Yeah, it's now in the northern portions of Granville County right now. We're starting to get another shear marker, just because what we're seeing here on the radar may not look quite as impressive as it did when it passed around the Timberlake area, where we were getting some reports of some damage. Don't let your guard down, because a lot of times these things can pulsate up and down. They can tighten up, they can weaken, and then another tornado forms. Hopefully that's not what's happening right now, but this shear marker just popped back up. And the thing was, Chris, when we saw this signature, when it was very tight and very prominent, we were seeing a few of these markers. So again, we're going to have to watch this closely. The good news is it's not a very populated area, but again, here's some areas that I've highlighted around Mountain Creek School, North Granville School. This is to the northwest of Oxford here. Let's see if I can lay down some more areas. There we go, the Satterwhite. Yeah, and that's Joe Toddler's School, or Toller's School, Barry Gold School, some of those areas. Again, it's in a very rural area, but moving off to the north and east. And let's go ahead and put a storm track here. Over towards Cornwall, Stovall, Bullock. These areas are the next in line for this possible tornado that is already at least caused damage. We don't know whether from a tornado or whether it's from straight line winds. Regardless, at least a tree on a house. That's the latest what we're getting from this. So again, if you live in these areas, get to a place of safety immediately.
Right, as long as that warning's in effect,
that's right.
It's a good thing, because we can't, we can show you the radar, we can't tell you exactly what's happening. Now you can email us, give us a call here at Eyewitness News if you anytime have any type of severe weather. We'd love to hear from you, and of course we also show our eyewitness pictures at 6. We don't want you to go out in severe weather and take pictures, of course. And you make a good point too, Scott. These tornadoes, most tornadoes are on the ground a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, but the individual storm can last for hours, and it'll spin up a tornado, drop down, go back up, it'll weaken, and another one could form or maybe not. And that's why until the storm or the tornado warning has expired, even if the signature doesn't look that impressive as it did before, even a weak tornado, winds of 75, 80, 90 miles an hour, can do damage, quite a bit of damage. And so you just want to always play safe.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. Most of the tornadoes we get here are weak, but still, a tornado is just that. There's really a weak tornado is kind of a misnomer in a sense, because there are kind of a contradiction, because there are much stronger ones. They're obviously the stronger, the more deadly they can be, but any tornado is capable of producing at least some damage. So we're still waiting, and hopefully we'll wait all night for it, for any reports of any significant damage all night long. That's the good news. No reports of that so far. Just had that one report of a potential tree on a house in Timberlake, but haven't gotten any other reports in. And typically, what usually happens, Scott, if by now, and we'll see, but if this tornado warning was issued, the first one right at 11:30, and if a tornado was on the ground, by now we would typically start to see some reports in from some of these areas of Durham or Orange or Alamance counties that experience it. And we haven't gotten it yet, and I don't want to jinx us by any stretch, but typically typically the reports come in pretty quickly. They did this evening from the Triad with tornadoes on the ground there. The reports of damage came in. We haven't gotten any yet. Hopefully that'll be the case, but still got about 2 minutes left and counting. 2-3 minutes left on that tornado warning, Scott. Again, just take it easy, take cover in those areas. If you're just joining us, that tornado watch remains in effect for all of central North Carolina until 5 a.m. This morning, another 4.5 hours. You see areas of eastern Wake County, areas east Raleigh, just south of Wake Forest and west of Zebulon down towards Clayton. Nothing severe with that, but heavy rainfall making its way eastward. Warren and Vance counties. Now, this is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Raleigh. The area of thunderstorms, a line of strong storms that's going to be moving into Warren and Vance counties. That's the line that has the warning for areas of Granville County. So just in from the Weather Service, the storm which prompted the warning has weakened. This tornado warning will be allowed to expire. And as of the moment, there will be no warning issued for Vance or Warren County with this storm because it has weakened. As you remember, it weakened a while back in the Triad and then really strengthened up about an hour ago as it moved into western parts of the triangle. So it could happen again. But good news for now, this tornado warning is about to expire in about 2 minutes or so, and it will not be reissued or one issued for Vance or Warren County, at least not immediately. Doesn't mean there won't be some sort of a warning, but right now the Weather Service just warning people of strong thunderstorms that could have half-inch diameter sized hail and gusty winds 40 to 50 miles per hour. So this storm now not packing the punch it did earlier. Worried about in Henderson, Townsville, Warrenton, may see winds that gust to 40, 50 miles per hour and some hail that could approach the size of, say, nickel-sized hail or so.
Yeah, and we continue, just because this one line has weakened a bit, still some strong thunderstorms that certainly could be knocking down some trees, some power lines, and we continue to watch those storms down to the south towards South Carolina. That's why tornado watch is in effect until 5 a.m. So we're going to be here throughout the entire night watching those storms to the south, and you can bet we will be on the air immediately if there are any other warnings.
Yeah, right now all the warnings have expired. The watch until 5, but just be aware that there could be some more severe weather through the early morning hours, and we'll keep you covered right here on Eyewitness News. Stay with us.